One.
What up, world?
Yo,
What up, Dan?
yo, Lance, what's going on, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Just throwing some eggs.
Good times.
Yeah, man.
What have you been up to?
Just working on my thesis.
Nice.
It's nice and fun. You want to hear the prompt?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's see. It's a little wordy. Hans Urs von Balthasar's aesthetic nature was a central influence in his faith and his development as a theologian. This nature allowed him to produce inspiring works that helped man come to know God through his creation. Balthasar's seminal anthology, referred to as the Trilogy, is a systematic theology that places beauty at the heart of the Lord, and his beauty is what initiates faith. This juxtaposition to transcendentalism is a defense against modernism and creates a revival of patristic trust and returns theological thought to the core teachings of Christ and the early church fathers. The theological tenets put forth by Balthasar are fruitful pluralities and create a restoration of the faith.
Wow.
Whoo!
That's a mouthful.
Yeah. And it's like an introduction because, dude, the trilogy that I mentioned, it is 11 works and they're all like tomes and there's 3 different parts of it. It's huge. And I have not started to read those. I've just been reading like the summaries by other academics. Basically the Cliff Notes for grad school.
Some lighter reading.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. How about yourself? What you been up to?
What have I been up to? There's been a lot of snow over here. I went to the dentist. Did I tell you that?
I've not heard about that.
No, that was
Cavity
fun.
free?
Yeah, no cavities.
Nice.
No cavities. Just gotta get a little cleaning action. That was fun.
I gotta go get that myself.
Yeah, so it was good. What else did I do?
Don't you love the feeling when you leave the dentist after a cleaning? You're like, ooh, so clean.
Yeah, it feels like you got like some tiles up there, man.
It's like going through the car wash for your mouth.
No, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You get that deep clean, and you're just like,
that
so
teeth
good.
detail. Yeah,
so good. Yeah, man. There's been a bunch of snow over here. There's been a lot of snow in Texas. I saw too. They like crashed their power grid. That was hilarious.
My friends down in Houston.
Yeah.
Austin. And no, Houston. Yeah, Houston's where all the power outages are, right?
I don't know. I think it was Dallas, and I think it was just a lot of Texas.
Yeah, wherever she is, I forget which Texan city. She checks into this hotel. She was supposed to be there for like 4 days, like starting on Thursday, leaving on Sunday, and the power goes out Saturday night. Damn. In the hotel, even. So the hotel doesn't have a generator. She's supposed to check out on Sunday to catch her flight. All flights are canceled, I think, until Thursday.
Yeah.
From that airport. So she has to try. She's like, okay, well, I guess I have to stay in this hotel. The hotel's like, you can't because we're completely booked up. Plus, we don't have power. So she has to find this hotel that has a generator, drive like 40 minutes away. And she's just basically staying in this hotel room doing, the work that she has to do for a couple of days until she can fly out. It's nutso.
That's wild. In the middle of a pandemic, no less. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Apparently Texas has its very own electrical grid, which I didn't know. It's crazy. It's like Texas, and then it's the Western we like share electrical grids with Canada, apparently, which is crazy.
The power outage, like early 2000s back in New York, it affected all of New York, and then parts, I think it went up into
Toronto.
Toronto, and then maybe even over like towards Quebec.
The Quebecois.
Quebecois, dude. Favorite city I've ever been to is Montreal. Well, second favorite city is Montreal.
I'm screwing up, man. I went on. I had a layover there, and it was like an insane airport. It was so cool, but I never kind of ventured out into the city.
Dude, it's sort of, I like to describe it as like hipster Brooklyn meets like classical French. Like everybody's super nice, but it's like really ultra cool, like out there, experimental. The art and music scene is amazing. I mean, that's, Arcade Fire was coming out of Montreal. That alone just tells you how how sweet the music scene is. And they have really cool museums, really cool libraries. It's this massive, cool, like free public library. You can go in all the time, just check it all out. Some of the best food in the world. It's just, I love Montreal.
Little neon Bible action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I love all the French Canadians were some of my favorite people when I was traveling, like French Canadian backpackers. Mm-hmm. They were always like these like insane guys that seemed like they were in Cirque du Soleil, and just these like this mixture of cute, gorgeous women.
Oh,
I can't. They were
beautiful people. Just beautiful.
They were all super friendly and just very willing to hang out and make out and be sexual or be hilarious or do anything.
I was there a couple of years ago, and I sat down, went up to this rooftop bar that overlooks like the mini Notre Dame. They have their own Notre Dame in Montreal.
Wait, they've got their own Notre Dame?
Yeah, it's the same structure. It's a little bit smaller, but there's this hotel that overlooks it. And so I go up and getting a drink there and just overlooking it. And I'm talking to the bartender, and he gives me a couple really cool speakeasies. I could talk about the speakeasies in Montreal for way too long, so I'll just put that to the side. But this guy just gives me his phone number. He's like, hey, hit me up whenever you're back in town. He came and stayed with me in New York when he visited. And then I've seen him again when I went back to Montreal. And we just keep in touch. We're like, yo, what's going on, man? So it's just like immediate hospitality, immediate just, hey, you want to check out my city? Oh, you want to check out my city? Just this reciprocal love for, adventure.
Yeah, you made a new friend.
Mm-hmm. I made a friend.
Hello, friend.
How you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love stuff like that. Just people that are just completely willing to just meet new people and be like, hey, what's up? And like brag about their city.
Yeah.
Or brag about their town. I'm sure that small town people are pretty hospitable too, but maybe don't get as many visitors as big cities. But yeah, I love that. I love that vibe, that home sweet home kind of vibe. That's what we're missing right now during COVID. All this interchangeable meeting up with people haphazardly, kind of just as fate would have it type of thing. It sucks.
Yeah, dude, everybody's just stuck indoors. It sucks.
But yeah, that snowstorm will be here on Thursday actually. So I don't know if you guys are going to get it.
No, dude.
Well, the Texas snowstorm is moving up and going to hit Virginia on Thursday.
The vortex.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So 2 days away. Got a bulk
vortex.
Most of the snow on the ground is melted. We got another snowstorm and T-minus 1 month and counting until daylight savings.
1 month.
And then I refuse to ever change my clocks again.
You're just gonna go on your own.
No, I'm going on my own. I've got my Bitcoin. I've got my clocks, and I'm just gonna do like a Bitcoin clock vacation, and never go back to the dark ages is what I call them. The daylight savings bullshit from November to March.
The worst is when it, jumps forwards jumps back. That's what we're having now, right? That's the spring one.
Spring forward is the best.
Yeah, fall back.
Spring forward is the best because then you have like an entire season of warm weather and like it stays light outside till like 8 or 9 at night.
Yeah, no, it's the fall back in whenever it is. I don't pay attention.
Fall back in November. Yeah, right next to your birthday.
Working bars that close at 4 a.m. on the fall back sucked because it was an extra hour of work. You'd hit 2 o'clock and you just go, oh, cool. 3 o'clock hits. Oh, it's 2 o'clock again. Awesome.
Dude, working at a bar that doesn't close till 4, I feel like you're getting to bed at 6, maybe 7.
I would leave typically at about 5:30 after doing the whole count and clean in. And I would get to in my bed by 5:36 if I was in walking distance. When I was working at bars, this was always in New York. When I had to take the subway and I was like an hour away from home, I get home at 7 a.m.
Yeah, and you're so amped from a night of work anyway that you can't go to bed right away.
Dude, I'll tell you, when you work from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 6 at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, you don't have that like bubbly juice that you typically get when you get off a shift. You're just dead. You just hit the bed and just go whoop.
You face plant. Yeah.
But then, of course,
did you,
I knew those after hour bars. So I would just,
oh yeah. The alleyways, the holes in the sewer bars.
Yep.
Yep. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bars. I'm down with that.
Dude. And
Did
that
you
Radical
carry?
Rat. That would be a great name for like a secret, like speakeasy, the Radical Rat, and it's underground.
The underground Radical Rat. Boom, boom. The Radical Rat. Patical tat. Pat, pat. Did you carry a machete around with you at all?
In New York?
Yeah.
Nah, any knife is actually illegal, like a pocket knife or anything like that's illegal in New York City. You can't carry a knife on you.
Did you carry anything for protection, or were you just like, I'm cool?
For the most part, I was just like, I'm cool. There were only a couple times I was walking home from work one day, and this dude decided I could tell this guy was following me because I took some weird turns. And I finally like cut around the corner, and I turned back around and walked toward, and then I knew he's going to cut this corner and I'm going to be like right there. And when he turns, I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. And he like opens up his eyes and he just starts sprinting away. So,
classic New York.
Yeah. You just got to be confrontational. If you're not, then people are going to, take advantage.
Get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I've only been to New York once actually to go see a Yankees game, but it was fun. I remember feeling super overwhelmed that I couldn't see the horizon, But that's just a classic country boy problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to a couple Yankee games. I was fortunate the vendors that we were buying beer from when I was the bar manager, I would get free tickets for a lot of stuff. And that was one of them.
Nice. We went to go see the Yankees play the Phillies. The Yankees beat the Phillies. And the chant I will never forget is, you're adopted. I was like, wow, that's a brilliant chant. It makes no sense, but it's pretty cruel.
Yeah, unless there was a player on the Phillies that was adopted, like a pitcher or something.
Well, maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. I sure as shit didn't know the background of Mariano Rivera's life. So maybe or Derek Jeter. Funny story about Derek Jeter, actually, when we used to in high school play Halo. You get to like name your character. The two that I would always do were my Derek Jeter and it in the butt. So it would come up, you shot it in the butt or you stuck it in the butt. But I think my Derek Jeter was my go-to Halo screen name for a while. You got to ask Cody about it. There was a couple other classics. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Little video game basement party, man.
Those LAN when are we going to get?
Yes, they were like not as nerdy as LAN parties, but still nerdy. Like we were. I mean, I won't speak for anyone else, but I was somewhat of a loser in high school. Just very unique and cool, but definitely still like.
I was unique and cool, but a loser.
Loser's kind of harsh. I shouldn't be so mean to myself. I should be very compassionate.
Positive
to myself.
Affirmation. You are what you think.
Exactly. I am beautiful. I went to high school and I was a dolphin. I went to SeaWorld High School. I am a dolphin high schooler.
I just want to have flippers.
I know, man. I do want to have flippers, bruh.
Dude, but I would want to have flippers that I could like interchange between arms and legs, like I would want to have the anamorph.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to change it to a dolphin, but I would definitely want to anamorph. Oh, that's a good question. If you could anamorph into any animal, what would it be?
A hawk.
A hawk. Ooh.
Yeah.
Any type of hawk?
A falcon.
A falcon. Like a peregrine, just like dive bomb things the whole time.
Exactly. Nice. Just a beast, man, like a modern day dinosaur.
Ooh.
What about you?
Oh man.
You got to I had to, that way I'm an apex predator, but I also get to fly,
Yeah. No, that's why I'm torn between flight or like swimming, like being like a sperm whale and going as far down into the depths, like attacking giant squid. That'd be
nice. Dope. That would be sick. That would be cool. It would get a little bit muffled, a little bit dark.
Yeah. But no, you have all those extra senses.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like,
true.
yeah.
Maybe you could be one of those people with like one of those fish with the underbite and the crooked piranha teeth with the like flashlight coming out of its head.
Yeah, the viper fish.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. No, that would be boring. Just being in the dark, waiting for some shadow to swim by you. Nah.
So sperm whale is your answer? That's not bad.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Check out all, because you could still go close enough to like the shallows where you could like check out some of the coral and stuff. But you're not swimming like in the coral, but then you can go like really far out and explore the depths of the ocean that man has never seen.
Exactly. Get real down in there.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be crazy to drain the ocean. What sort of shit is down there?
Dude, be wild.
That'd be crazy.
How much just garbage is down there?
Oh, just be a massive amount of garbage and like a tiny amount of insanely valuable shit. Like cool shit. Like actually maybe not even a tiny amount. Probably like a pretty, not compared to the garbage, but probably still a pretty big amount of like cool, valuable shit.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. What,
lots of skeletons.
We've only explored something around like 2% of our oceans.
Yeah, lots of skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, okay, then we've talked about that, but what is your feeling on superpowers? Would you rather have invisibility, the ability to fly, the ability to read minds, or the those three?
So read minds, invisibility, or flight.
Yeah.
All right. And it's just those powers. So if you
or super strength. Super strength is the last one.
So super strength. All right. So with super strength, you would just be strong, but you wouldn't have super speed. With flight, you would just be able to fly. So you'd essentially just be hovering. With super strength,
you could fly however high you wanted to.
No, like you would, but you couldn't go faster than you can physically move now, or could you go like the speed of sound?
That's I guess technically that's two different superpowers. Yeah. So you'd be flying like as fast as you could run.
Okay. I guess. Ooh, see, reading minds, I think I would go too evil with it. Like I would just, if I could read everybody's thoughts and like go into like manipulation mode, I think that would be like too bad that would be too bad for me.
Detrimental.
Flight would be cool, but because it's at the speed that I can run, I really want to get anywhere that quicker.
I mean, you could. I mean, you wouldn't have to use roads or sidewalks, but
or like I could just like out the window, down on the ground. I would go with. Well, if I could fly, I could just always beat Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, just that's true.
Are you jacked with super strength? Like, do you look strong?
Yeah, why not?
All right, cool. I'm gonna go super strength then.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I think it's the most, like, it would help me out the most during the day. And then you also have the most competitions. Like you could do strongman. You could just go and be like a boxer and be like, bam, you're knocked out. Ha ha, millions of dollars. Make money.
Let me ask you this. If I added manipulation of time, would you still choose super strength?
Oh, manipulation of time. Dude, the thing with manipulation of time that always scares me is this fable of this young boy. He goes to school and he fails a test. And as he's walking back from home, he's just thinking, I wish I could just skip to next week because I know I'm going to get in trouble for failing this test. And this old little hag walks across the street and stops him and gives him this silver ball of yarn. And every time he pulls the thread just a little bit, he skips forward in time. And so he skips forward through the week. And then, he goes and meets a girl and then he gets embarrassed one time. He pulls the thread further. He skips forward a month. They get married, but then they get into an argument. He pulls it forward. And in the course of, a week, he's lived his entire life because he was fear of the consequences of things. And I think I would fixate too much on trying to fix things in the past as opposed to just trying to make tomorrow better. And I would live too much in the past if I could travel back.
Good answer. Although I would love to pause things once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Pausing would be great. I don't know about fast forwarding or rewinding, but But pausing would just be amazing.
It's the Zach Morris superpower, the cheap.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then he addresses or breaks the fourth wall.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I guess breaking the fifth wall would be, I don't remember what breaking the fifth wall is actually.
Yep. I do not know, but breaking
that might be
the fifth wall.
I think that might be Ace Ventura talking to the camera with his asshole, but I'm not
that's actually
sure.
A good one.
Does it say anything?
Dude, so it's basically you're Tarantinoing it. You're referring to a previous work of fiction while in the fourth wall.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
I thought it was something trippy like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
God, Tarantino, man. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Did you see that shit?
Dude, awesome.
I hated it.
What?
Yeah, I thought it was the worst movie he's done. It was like an okay movie.
I think what is it? What's the one in the cabin?
Oh, the Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight, yeah.
It's Hateful Eight's like right above Hollywood.
Nah, see, Hateful Eight was just so slow. Dude, what did you like about Hollywood?
Oh my God, it didn't make any sense, man. And it was like rambling on. There was no progression of the plot. Mm-hmm. And then in the very final like 20 minutes, Tarantino's like, all right, let's make it interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it wasn't a like cyclical narration. There wasn't a full story arc. It was just the story being told and then something crazy happened.
There was a bunch of like little mini arcs that didn't kind of wrap themselves up.
Yeah. What was the name of the actress that was killed by the Mansons?
Oh, damn. What was her name? Margot Robbie is a babe. That's all I know. What was it?
Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate. That's right.
The cool thing, what I liked about the movie, the script, the story was that Quentin Tarantino went to Sharon Tate's sister and had heard that her sister really didn't want this movie to be made, didn't want Sharon Tate's story to be told. And really? Tarantino asked to have a meeting and sit down and just explain the story and what was going to happen. And he sits down and he starts going through the story and shows that it's a complete fictional tale. Sharon Tate doesn't die in the movie. There's a sort of a redemptive quality about the movie through that side of it. And her sister was so just thankful that Tarantino took out his time to go and talk to her to get her approval, because he straight up said, if you tell me not to make this movie, I won't make it, because out of respect for her family. And the jewelry and some of the dresses that Margot Robbie wears in the movie are actually Sharon Tate's. Her sister gave it to Tarantino because she was so grateful that how the story was going to be told and the respect for the family and respect for Sharon, that she gave him a bunch of her stuff to use and wear. Just that alone, I was just like, that's really cool. I will give that movie mad respect, even if I hadn't seen it. I like the storyline. I thought it was fun. I thought it was engaging. I love spaghetti westerns and just that little bit of a feel to it. But yeah, that's just a beautiful little bit of,
dude,
how much of a good guy he is,
Spaghetti westerns, Django Unchained is a masterpiece.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Django.
We can agree on that, right?
Yeah, masterpiece. I'm trying to think if Django's my favorite.
You see, I alternate. There's two tiers for me. There's the Tarantino will be an immortal director tier, and then there's the I'm a Hollywood director pumping out a movie tier. And I just don't, Hollywood wasn't, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood wasn't a bad movie. It was just kind of like a B- in my opinion. Yeah. So my absolute favorite, it always kind of switches around, but it rotates between Django, Bastards, and Kill Bill.
Yeah. Ooh.
But that's kind of because I have a huge crush on Uma Thurman.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful.
Who doesn't?
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's just a badass with a sword. Oh,
Yeah.
you're just like,
Well, then obviously
slice me open, please.
That Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs, it's like they're so iconic that you kind of they don't even seem like movies to me at this point. It's like, oh, I like Reservoir Dogs. It's like, oh no shit, it's a really good movie.
Yeah. Dude, I don't. Yeah, I think Inglourious Basterds is probably my favorite, just as for my own, what I really like, my style.
Yeah.
But man, I think his best just straight up story might be. Oh, I don't want to.
Django.
True Romance. I'm gonna go True Romance.
Oh, are we counting True Romance? Okay, then.
As just a straight awesome story, cool, great dialogue, phenomenal actors, dude. Greg Oldman in that movie is hilarious. Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman. Yeah. I'm gonna start calling him Greg.
Hey, Greg, what's going on?
Hey, Greg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tried to watch Mankiewicz or the Mank on Netflix the other day, and I couldn't get too far. Mm-hmm. But yeah, dude. Oh, True Romance, without a doubt, is like his peak. I guess he was a no name at that point, so they wouldn't let him direct it.
He did. He'd already done Reservoir Dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Reservoir Dogs was 92 and True Romance was 93.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. I don't know why he sold.
But Reservoir Dogs was like independent. So and then True Romance was his first, feature.
Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood, big, getting money, stuff like that.
Did you ever see
what?
From Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh, dude, I think I saw that.
That movie.
I saw that before I even realized that there was a Quentin Tarantino in the world. I probably just, somebody was watching it and I sat down. But all right, I'll have to go back and check that one out.
Yeah, that movie's fucked up.
Dude, it's just one of those movies where I look at and I have this prejudgment against George Clooney movies. I just don't, because I just don't like George Clooney movies. I've tried so many times. And I'm
George
just
Clooney, he always kind of plays the same guy. He's always like a break the fourth wall, kind of a little bit sarcastic kind of guy. Like, I feel like every movie he's in, he's Ocean's 11. He's Danny Ocean.
Yeah. And that's
basically that.
And I think that's probably why I'm just like, nah. I feel like I already know the movie when I started George Clooney movie.
But a lot of actors are like that, man. Jack Black is one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, but Jack Black, at least, it's like that endearing quality. You're going to laugh. You know that you're going to... You know what you're getting from a Jack Black movie. But then he can also play in a way like he does sort of play the same characters. But he can also go like crazy silly, or he can go endearing, or he can go charming. Like there is a little bit of, Nacho Libre versus, trying to think
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder is great. What's the Christmas movie he's in? You remember that one?
Yeah, with the girl from Titanic.
Yep, Kate Winslet.
Yeah, I never saw that one.
Jude Law and somebody. Oh, The Holiday.
Get the Cameron corn Diaz. Out of my face. Oh yeah, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah. The lady and I watched it. I watched it for the first time over the holiday season, and dude, I love that movie. It was just great.
Was it good?
It's just a really good movie. It gives you all the feels. Like at times you're like sad and you want to cry because you're sad, and then you start laughing and it ends. And Jude Law plays the most like perfect human being on the planet.
Well, that's because he is the perfect human being.
He probably is. Yeah, Jude Law's up there in my top 5 actors.
Damn, you're gonna go there with me, huh?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know where I would go with the top 5. I think if I had to pick one, I'd go with Leo for sure.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's my style of movie. Everything that Jude Law's in and how he acts and what he portrays, I know I'm going to like him as a character, even if he's playing like a bad guy or a villain. It's entertaining and I enjoy it. I wouldn't say he's the greatest actor, but
What sort of movie would you want to be in? Like, I feel like you could be like you could play a very, what is it called when like a role character? What is it called?
Method actor?
Method actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you could be, I see you in like a Western, Lance.
Ooh, that's just because of the mustache right now.
You could be in a Western, or you could be like in foggy London town. You've got a European look about you.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm going for that. Have you watched Peaky Blinders?
No, I haven't seen that.
Dude, that is a show and a half right there. Just phenomenal.
It always pops up, and I'm always in the middle of it, like in media res, so I don't have time for the Deus Ex Machina, but I should get on it.
Dude, yeah. So whenever you get on it, there's this one of the brothers, his name's Arthur, and that's the look I'm gonna pull off. It's gonna be great. Arthur. He's a freaking maniac. It's awesome.
I could see you playing a maniac. You know what would be fun though? I've always thought about doing this, adapting a screenplay for another period in time. So, what is one? Do you remember that NWA movie?
Which one?
I don't know. It was just the NWA movie, Straight Outta Compton.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's the actual movie. I was thinking about documentaries and stuff. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that movie was so good, and I'd love to adapt it into a Western, or adapt a Kung Fu movie into a Star Wars movie. Like sew a Kung Fu movie into a Western movie and make it a Star Wars, like your own Star Wars fan fiction.
Dude, yeah. I mean, in a way, they have all those elements to them, like Star Wars does, at least. You know, the meditation, the lightsabers, the lasers, the gunfights.
Or rewrite Pinocchio into Blade Runner. That would be wild.
What, Pinocchio's the android?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of whales,
what futuristic animal would swallow Pinocchio?
I don't know. It'd be some sort of electric something.
Or it's just Pinocchio following into that the computer world. That's just, you push the rock up the hill every day. I forget what the name of that program is. Yeah, is that in the original movie? Do you remember?
No.
Yes.
The rock up the hill?
Yeah, so what's the lead character's name? I'm blanking today. So the wife in the novel, in Philip K. Dick's novel, has this computer program that she plugs into every day, and it's like a spiritual awareness, and there's this mystical unknown leader that every day just encourages you to just push this rock up the hill, and you never get to the top of it, and then you pull out, and then the next day you plug back in, and all you do for hours and hours is try to push this rock up the hill, but you get absolutely nowhere.
Damn, that's like the Mario running up the stairs. That's wild. Or like Roy. Do you remember the Roy game from Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I might have mentioned that before, but yeah, Roy from Rick and Morty, same sort of thing. That's crazy though, man. Like, that is almost a form of, that'll be like a new form of spirituality, like injecting certain, I don't know, not injecting realities into your brain, but certain currents into your brain. I was looking into this the other day. Have you heard of TDCS? Nah. It's like transcranial direct stimulation, I think. I'm not sure, but basically they strap you with a little headgear, and this has been around since the 90s, but it was like hospital equipment back then. They basically hook you up to a 9-volt battery or something, and it sends a certain electrical charge into your brain, and it helps you focus, and it's just a mood booster, and you can you basically strap it on but what I was going to say is, I saw this, they basically have come up with a consumer version of it. So the consumer version is called LIFTID, I think, with an I at the end instead of an ID instead of an ED, LIFTID. and it's a consumer version. So you do it 20 minutes a day. You just strap it onto your head and you meditate or something. And it's supposed to be like a mood booster, and it improves your focus. So I was thinking I might look into that, because it's only like $150.
Try it out.
Yeah, I could use my stimulus check. Just try it out.
Yeah,
But it looks pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, you're looking at Amazon Prime, $149.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
it looks like like the VR goggles in a way, but it doesn't have the screen. It like shut.
Exactly.
You put it on
your
eyes,
forehead instead of your eyes.
It's like snowboard goggles without the ability to see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, you don't put it over your eyes. It just straps onto your forehead and sends like really low voltage into your brain. So pretty nuts.
I want to know, the science behind why that's helpful.
Yeah, for sure. I think we probably don't know.
Immediately just go, oh, electric shock therapy. Although it's super low, I think hitting a current with your brain.
There's different acronyms. So this one is TDCS. I think I can't remember what electroshock therapy is, but that's a different acronym.
Yeah.
That's like an old school, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest type one. But it's along the same lines, I think. But this is just a lower voltage and consumer product, I guess.
Yeah, I'll have to do some looking that up to figure out what it is.
It's crazy. I've looked into a few different reviews of it, and most people are just like, yeah, it's great. I can focus better. I get a better mood. Some people say it gives them a headache, so they like had to return it and buy one that you can like adjust, but it's more expensive.
Okay.
So some people say that. A few people say it doesn't really do much at all. And then some people are like, oh my God, it cured my OCD. So it's pretty crazy. I'm going to look into it for sure.
Cool. Yeah, no, the only thing that I play around with is Synchronicity. It's this app for sleep, and you just plug in your headphones, and it's different soundscapes, and it just creates this like very mellow chill. I've never been able to finish one because I'm always asleep before it ends. They're about 40 minutes long. And you have this progression. So there's stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think is the final one. And each stage has different sounds, and it trains your brain to, when you hear these sounds, just basically hit your sleep cycle.
Sick. It's like different frequencies. Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. And it's different frequencies, but it's all within like a soundscape. So there's like the one I listened to the other day is Synchronicity. They have different like oh man, you punk. Just different, there's like landscape sounds, there's ocean sounds, there's city sounds, there's relaxation, excitement, deep.
Cool.
They have just different categories and topics, but you have to listen to the one previous before you can unlock the next, sounds, whatever it would be.
So,
and just to train your brain in order to think, in order to realize that it's okay, time for sleep now.
It takes you on a little journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool.
What's it called? Synchronicity?
Synchronicity, yeah.
I'm gonna look into that too, because it's crazy. I guess we're at such the precipice, good vocab word, of brain science, and like microscopic science. We don't know jack shit about the brain right now. We know that there's electricity in it, and we know there's different frequencies, like beta, alpha, beta, theta, and delta. Delta being the deep sleep.
Yep.
Theta being the one where you're like waking up and going to bed, and you're in that like dreamlike state, and you're in that like kind of like hyper creativity, like imagination state, like visualizing. And that's what people like me have a problem with. People with ADHD are constantly like in a higher, like have more theta levels in their brains. Just some science papers. They have more theta levels in their brains, whereas most people have like the beta, like, okay, let's get this shit done. Let's focus. Let's, do the first step and then the second step. So I'm hoping with this LIFTID device is supposed to increase beta waves. So kind of it hypes it boosts your mood, but it also boosts your focus. And that's why I'm getting in on this.
Cool. Yeah, dude. You have to let me know how it goes, because it sounds interesting. For me initially, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna zap my brain. I'm cool. Like,
yeah, that's
I've
totally.
I've already sent enough things into my noggin that have hurt it. So I'm just trying to get back to that level balance. Give me a couple of months of basically just on a caffeine and water diet, and we'll
caffeine and water. I bet your shits are glorious.
I eat some stuff.
Oh, you eat stuff too.
I eat stuff.
Oh, you eat food too. Okay.
I have some food,
Dude, I've been on Whole 30. I've been on Whole 30 for like 6 weeks now. It's been crazy, man. It's been awesome. I've lost like 3 pounds a week. I'm down like 17 pounds from Whole 30.
Nice. Yeah, with my max and lowest over the last like month and a half, I just with keto was 25 pounds.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I had about 15 easy pounds to lose, especially for a dude.
Oh, totally. Same here, man. I had the pounds definitely needed to be lost. This is not like there is no love lost on the pounds that are no longer here. It's a good riddance type thing. It was a lot of like Christmas bloating.
Yeah.
It's like not good.
Yeah, no, mine was the family trips and stuff. And then it's like, all right, well, I'm going to eat what I eat here. So,
you're going to eat what you motherfucking eat. Family trips. Are you talking about like riding in a car somewhere? Or are you talking about your entire family taking a little acid?
Yep, that was it. I spiked the punch bowl. It was a wild day, but
dude, get the Warlocks to come and play, man.
It was great. Good times. Jerry Garcia showed up. I don't know if he was
wild.
there or not, but I heard him.
Dude, so after I started watching that Grateful Dead documentary on Amazon Prime, and that shit was nuts. Apparently, I think it was the Velvet Underground was also named the Warlocks at the time.
Okay.
So they were like, we got to name it something else. And Jerry's like going through like a dictionary or some shit, like an old English dictionary, and his finger just landed on Grateful Dead. And it's kind of like a spiritual tenet, basically. I was like, what the fuck? That's
hilarious. He's just like, okay, let's just open this up. Yeah, I can understand that, because dude, naming a band is a difficult thing.
It is, man. It is. Yeah, they were trying to nail it down, and then when they did, they're like, that's it.
Yeah. Dude, mine back in the day, we were trying to figure it out, and we wanted something like short and sweet. And basically we had to do the same thing. We just opened up a dictionary and found something cool.
What was it?
Manuetta. It's this like old timey dance.
Were you guys in like a Spanish string band?
Nah, like screamo, dude.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, dude, it was fun.
Nice, bro.
We had it was such a sad day. The MySpace page finally just like shut down, so you can't get any of the music or anything like that anymore.
Rest in peace, MySpace.
I know, dude. It was funny because for like a decade I could just, if anybody wanted to hear this, like really, we were good enough, but just to hear the crazy sounds of my high school, I would just open up MySpace and like, oh, here, listen to this. And then one day I went to like play it and realized, nope, it's all gone. And I want to reach out to my buddies and see if anybody still has one of our CDs that we burned. But I've yet to do that.
Millennials, man, we are in such a weird in-between time. It's so crazy. Like, is MySpace still online or not?
Yeah, MySpace, it's still used a lot for like artists and music. That is still the big thing.
Okay.
To get like sound out there, but with SoundCloud and a couple other music platforms coming out, I imagine that, at some point it will just fade away.
Yeah.
It's still there. I can still log into my MySpace account from 2002, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
A little death cab for cutie.
Mm-hmm. Just chat with Tom.
Dude, I love me a little death cab, man.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I never really got into Death Cab.
They're pretty good.
They're great, but I just never, never got into them.
Their name kind of makes them seem like they're lumped in with all those other kind of like bands. Like I'm trying to think of another band like Hoobastank and stuff like that. But no,
I always thought of them more as
they're
like
amazing,
like pop punk, just because of the name. And then when you listen to them, it's like, nah, they're heavier rock, man. Yeah.
They're just rock and roll, man. Mm-hmm. They're really good. They're great. I love those guys.
Their instrumental work is just, dude, they put songs together. I'll give them that.
Dude, they're amazing, man. I feel like they get the upright bass in there as well. They're great.
A little jazz bass,
Little jazz bass, baby.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
That's the new social network platform.
Fucking millennials, man. Millennials, dude. We're in this. Do you have this sense that boomers have screwed us over, or are you more like optimistic about things?
I think that with how oh wow, my thought just went down a really long one, so I'll make it short. Boomers screwed us if we keep on using the system that the boomers created. But if we as millennials, if we take over and change the system, then we'll be fine. Like, we have to fix the problems that we were given. If we just allow for the system to continue to be in place, it's, the whole bullshit with McConnell coming out after voting not to impeach Trump, saying the next hour after walking out of the Senate, oh no, he definitely incited the riot. We just can't impeach him. It's this. Boomers won't take responsibility for anything. They'll say, oh yeah, this is messed up, but they aren't taking the actions that are needed. I just want a sweep of the Congress and the Senate, all millennials. I want everybody to be under 40.
Yeah, get them all
everybody out. We have the voting power right now. We are the largest voting bloc. We can kick out everybody.
Yeah. We're the largest voting bloc. Next year will be the first time we're the largest voting bloc.
And I don't even care if it's a Republican millennial, if it's a Democrat millennial, conservative, liberal, libertarian, environmentalist. I don't care about any of it. Yeah.
Just as long as they're young and they know that technology is an important issue.
Mm-hmm. And it's really easy. You can get your 50,000 or 10,000 or whatever votes you need to get on the ballot and just make that your claim. I'm young. Who cares? I don't care if you're inexperienced. I don't care about any of it. Just, you want to do it? You want to take on that job? You feel like you can handle it? Sure. I'll give you a chance because so far nobody's doing shit.
It's hard to blame things on just one problem, but I think a massive amount of toxicity is going on because look how ancient we're in 2021 and the people running the country are ancient.
Yeah.
Like, that is absolutely one of the bigger problems that needs to be addressed by term limits. I don't care. Let all these motherfuckers stay in as long as they want, but make a grandfather clause and make a bill so you get term limits. Grandfather all the people that are in, let them stay as long as they want. Screw them, I don't care. But anyone that hasn't been elected yet needs to have a term limit.
Yeah. Or term limits or just gaps. For instance, how the gubernatorial system works in Virginia. You can be the governor, but then you have to stop. And then you can run again, but then you have to stop.
Yeah.
So that there is this just,
that makes sense.
Continuation of, and it's just like you said, it's the bitterness. I mean, these old rivalries of just pure hatred towards each other have been going on for 20, 30, 40 years between some of them.
And you look at it too, people's brains and opinions solidify around the age of 25. Like, what year in time were these people 25? Like the 60s?
Yeah.
Like all their policies are like for the 1970s. It's nuts. And I'm glad that finally our boy down in Georgia, first millennial senator, it's about time.
Mm-hmm. And
about time.
With, it'll be interesting to see where like the money comes from for the younger candidates. It's going to be a lot of tech money. It's going to be a lot of, it's these big new industries that have been created that will be supporting the younger senators, congressmen, elected officials. And so we're still going to have a lot of that same corruption. We're still going to have a lot of special interests. That's not going to go away unless we really change how you finance your campaigns, which I'm completely okay
crowdsourcing, crowdfunding.
And you can't. And I would also be okay with saying that there's a limit with how much you can donate to a campaigin.
Absolutely. There's got to be a limit. I don't know what that limit is, but my knee-jerk reaction says $10,000.
Well, I think it's individual for an individual contribution that I believe there is a limit, but you can create super PACs to represent your interests, but not this was not endorsed by, or this was endorsed by the people for the, election of yada, yada.
Which is why that rule is bullshit.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. It's silly.
It's so silly. And, I thought that the system would have snapped by now. Like, I'm not talking about full on anarchy, but I'm talking about like one party completely, the dam breaking, and one party just gets completely washed out. So we will wait and see next election if that dam has broken.
Well, what I would love to see, and this is definitely not going to happen, and I'm not organizing it at all, and I don't even know if it's out there, but just like a young part, like just a millennial party, and it doesn't matter about your politics. The only rule is that you're under 45. Like make that like the benchmark. You're under 45, and then that would force a coalition government, so it wouldn't be a two-party system. If we could get 20 or 30 people into the House and really 7 senators into the Senate, it would force a coalition government. You would have to start making compromises. You would have to go and say, all right, it's not just our control, and then we're going to vote however our ridiculous leader of whatever House or Senate is. Both sides are crazy.
Yeah, they're both insane. They're both insane.
Marching orders. Reminds me of like a military system. If McConnell says Republicans vote this way, they vote this way. If who's the new Speaker of the House? I forget.
Nancy.
The majority leader for the Senate.
Oh, Chucky,
that's right. Yeah.
Chucky Schumer.
Yep. Good old Schumer. If Schumer says, do this, that's going to get done. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, they're both
allegiance to the party, not the people.
Both sides are certifiably insane. Granted, Republicans have a more toxic, more insane version. But
I would say toxic, more toxic, yes. More insane, I don't know. Because the Democrats have created this like allure that it's the higher than thou, it's the we're better than. And I think that that's just as insane and really just as toxic.
The woke culture, you mean?
Not even the woke culture, just the idea of liberalism as a whole is we're more progressive. We've moved forward. We're capable of change, and because of change, it's for the better. And from that, it's the please and thank you party. But because of that, it's not a genuine thanks or gratefulness. It's this appealing to like the good nature of people. It's saying like, if you're good, then you have to vote for the Democratic Party because we're the party for the people. And it's just pandering to that side.
The corporate Democrats disgust me. The people that are like kind of like pandering to people, but also just taking fistfuls of cash from donations, but big donors. The whole thing is fucked. And I'm just hopeful, very hopeful that the tides will turn because millennials are the biggest voting bloc now. It's so crazy. It's so weird, the timing of everything. Like, we become the biggest voting bloc the election after the insurrection. It's just the timing is just crazy on that.
Yeah, but we have to also remember that a lot of, the guys and gals that marched into the Capitol were our generation. It wasn't just old timers.
No, well, that's true. But actually, if you look at the data, Wyoming is the only red state if you're only looking at millennials.
For what do you mean? Oh, for voting? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there were a lot of millennials that were in Washington on the day of the insurrection. I'm just saying that there is still this divide and this hatred and this between even our generation. And the only way I think to get past that is to just get rid of what we have.
Well, you mean, yeah. So red heavily skews older and blue heavily skews younger is basically how it goes.
And yeah. And then what else with most of they've also seen that a lot of the, people that showed up on the 6th, they were from blue states.
Really?
And it was, it's blue states. It was like Trump's supporters in blue districts are who showed up.
Wow.
And it was because of anger. It was just straight up like, I am not represented. This dude doesn't represent me. I don't want him in office. I'm going to go do some crazy stuff. And
we're going to go stop the steal.
If you're the majority, and even if you get upset at the minority, you're like, man, we're still going to win because we have the numbers. But if you're surrounded by people that you don't agree with, and you're being constantly told like, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're just going to get angry. And those little tiny minorities groups can and will react. And we need to take into account the minorities everywhere across the board, regardless of race, creed, gender, anything. If you're a minority, we need to remember that anger is going to be there in any minority group anywhere if they're subject to the whims of the majority.
It's true, man. It's true. We got a lot to figure out, but I think we've solved the world's problems.
We did. I think so. Also, yeah. Yeah, I think that was a good
one. Give ourselves a pat on the back and a flick in the mustache.
Yeah. Did you ever tell me what your superpower would be?
Oh, no, we didn't. So mine would definitely be invisibility, but if I could control time, I would do.
Yeah, you'd pause it. Yeah.
I would pause it, but I kind of weigh between invisibility and reading. I would probably do reading minds, actually, to be honest. But that would be trippy. I would have to kind of regulate it somehow. It would just be too addicting.
The moment that your superpower gets out, though, you're an outcast. You are secluded. Like, nobody will ever want to be around you. Yeah,
well, that's the case with any superpower.
I don't know, strength. People will be like, he's just strong, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to be messed with. They'd be like, all right.
Hey, Lance, give me a super strong hand job.
Yeah. Or it's like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I need help moving. Damn it. Like, that's all you would be. You would just be the permanent mover for your friends.
You'd be a mover. Shaker and a mover, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would probably, that's a hard one, but they're all so good. Like, I think it's just frustrating that you have to pick one. Flying would be sick, man.
Yeah. I mean, most superhumans have multiple superpowers. It's not just one.
You are not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, watching WandaVision, that has been apparently very clear.
Yeah. I've only seen the first episode. It was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a weird show, but I've seen up till the end of it. It's very bizarre, but very good.
Yeah. But all right, brother. Well, yeah, fun little chat today.
Lance, rat-a-tat.
But cool, dude. Well, yeah. All right. Well, everybody out there, go shock your brain with a 9-volt, and
millennials
create a new party.
Exactly. That's what we decided today.
We'll just call it the 9-volt party.
The 9-volt toaster party.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I mean, I think you and I could be the presidents.
It'd be a joint president. There's not vice.
Yeah.
It would be co-presidents. There's no more vice.
I like joint presidents because that's got the word joint in it.
Mm-hmm. The joint presidents. It's like every day you just have to go in. You have to light up the cross joints.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And our cabinet they wouldn't be called secretaries. They'd be called senors.
Senors. But what if it's a woman?
Then senorita.
Senoritas? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just name it. Yeah, I like it. I don't know why we would call it that, but okay. I'll give it to you since we're co-presidents. I'll give you this one. I'll take the next one.
Joint presidents.
Joint presidents. Joint presidents. I'm sorry. Whew. But cool, brother. Well, good chatting with you, and we
out of your sensei
are out.